Thanks, Goose. Struth Cobbers, the dinky-die Aussie icon Ty the Tasmanian Tiger is back.
Oh, crikey, Hex. I was worried that Ty had become extinct like the real Tasmanian Tiger because it's been almost a decade since his original trilogy. But he's got a True Blue sequel now, and it's called Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 4.
If you think Ty's looking a little flatter than you remember, well, that's because much like the Rayman games, Ty's made the switch from his original 3D platformers to a more cartoony 2D style.
Well, that sure worked out for Rayman, so I can see why the developers would go in this direction.
Affirmative. Ty and his bush rescue friends are called to action when the opening of a new Thunder Egg Museum erupts in disaster, with the entire museum sliding down the hill towards a children's hospital.
It's a shame the story setup is so basic. Some voice acting and animation would have made it a lot more fun to see the Aussie heroes back in action. Although, thankfully, the game itself starts off with plenty of excitement.
Yes, you need to get up to speed on Ty's moves with plenty of hustle so you can stay in front of the museum. But all you really have to get to grips with is jumping and tossing his trademark boomerangs, so that's easily done.
Well, he may not have many moves to master, but he does have the ability to switch to different boomerang types. Switching from his regular boomerang to the blazerang lets him set things on fire and melt ice walls. Although I must say having ice walls in Australia is highly illogical.
Yeah, how would you even build ice walls? I mean, your hands would just get so cold and they'd stick to the ice. Crazy.
I think he was talking about our climate being too hot, Bajo. Thankfully, the enemies fit the Aussie theme better, with lots of frill-neck lizards and even oversized garden skinks packing cricket bats. Although I did find the enemies and the action just started to feel a bit samey.
Yeah, me too. All those lizards are just so easily knocked out with your boomerangs that it all began to feel a little bit like busy work.
Speaking of busy work, the game has a bewildering number of collectibles. Rare items like apples and koalas are tucked away in harder to reach locations, although the game litters levels with opals.
Ah, so many opals.
Yeah, they act as the game's currency, so you need to collect them to unlock new characters and boomerangs. But unfortunately, you literally need to collect thousands to unlock better boomerangs.
Yeah, trading thousands of gems for a single wooden boomerang just feels a bit silly to me. And like you say, Hex, the game does get a bit samey. Even when I unlocked extra characters like Ty's girlfriend Shazza, her moves were identical to his. Where is the variety?
Well, they do have some side missions where you have to race against the clock and jump through checkpoints, and there are objectives like helping your bush rescue friends to safety or plugging up leaky dams. But alas, there aren't any big shake-ups that really change the gameplay like we've been accustomed to in first-rate platformers like Mario and Rayman.
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed, to be honest. I mean, it's not a bad game as such, but it does feel like the Ty cast of characters have just been injected into a very generic and dated platforming template.
Plus, the game crashed on me a couple of times and it deleted all of my progress. Oh, my thousands of precious opals, gone! Guys, I really wanted to welcome back Ty, but this missed the mark. I'm giving it 1.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Well, it is quite cheap, so if you really are keen on Ty and his bush rescue gang, then you might get your money's worth. But I agree, this feels like a really big step backwards for the series, so I'm giving it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens.
All right, I'll see you two in a bit. I've got a game developer to interview.
Oh, what again?
How come we never know about this?
No, he keeps secrets from us. So secretive.